Okay, so before I go into the things, I will tell you what you need. You're going to need a soldering iron because you're going to have to solder the wires. If you don't, you can probably do that manual by hand. Soldering paste, a scissor to cut, and some soldering. The only part that you will need in this project is these containers, because I'm going to do one big and one small. It's going to be 18 and then it's going to be 112. So those are the ones I'm going to get. These I got them all for free because I buy eggs. Okay. Now you're going to need LEDs. Okay, because this is going to be made out of LEDs. You're going to need a wire to connect them together. And you're going to need a 2.1 millimeter female plug connectors. Okay. And you're going to need electric because this is going to be electric. So you're going to need an adapter. This is a 12 volt 2 amps. Okay. 12 volt 2 amps. I'm going to list everything in this project in the description. So if you need it, look in the description. I usually do. You are going to need double tape in case these fails, because these are double sticky tape. If they fail through time, you can always put that in. At this time right now, you don't need it because it's still new. But when you need to fix it, you will need that, okay? And you're going to need a stapler. Why? Because we're going to staple the two parts together afterward. Another option you can do is you can tape it. That's optional. Or you can use glue to glue it. That's optional too. But for me, I like to tape. I like to staple. So that's what I'm going to use. So now I'm going to put it on a tripod. And then I'm going to move on to the next step. Which is actually, I'm going to show you the next step. It's going to show you how to punch holes in these so the LED can shine through. Okay. So I'm going to pause the video and then I'll go through that. Okay, so here's how you make the holes. Okay, you see this right here. You want it a socket that would fit right over it. In this case, this fits right over it. Okay, and remember, you need a cinder block because see how coarse this is. This is where you would hit. And watch, if you hit this and you need a hammer, and see how it cuts easily. Ta-da! That's it. So, a few whack. And see? It almost fall on its own. And see that? Easy as that. Now if you want to make it smaller or bigger, choose a bigger socket. Yeah. You can just knock it right off. Because we're using the cinder block. The cinder block would cut for you. And any of them doesn't come out, do it again. See? Sometimes you hit it hard enough, you get stuck over there. Ta-da! And that's it. You're all set. You know? That's all you needed to do. Now, I'm gonna do this next. Same principle. But I'm not gonna let you watch it because I want to speed this video down. Same principle. Okay? Okay, so after being punched, I forgot to mention in the video, you're going to need to punch this hole out. This little hole right here. Okay? That's where our connector is going to be. That's where it's going to look right here. Okay? Just like that. And then we'll screw that in and it'll be all set. Okay, so I forgot to mention that. I did 2 holes right here. Okay. And then now I'm going to put on a pause. Because I mentioned I did all the holes. You can see right through them. Okay. Easy as that. So now I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to do the other one first. And then I'm going to go through with you on this one. So it'll be easier. And then I will talk about that one because it'll be shorter that way. I'll make the video short that way. Okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna try to instruct a little bit better to help you to get through to make this. Now you see these? You see that roll right there? They made it perfectly for you to sneak the LED in there. Okay? And remember, this is back, sticky back. So that means you can peel it off and put it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure just a little bit extra from here to here. You see that? And remember, they go in three LEDs. So I get up to here. But remember to keep the orientation the same way, because electrical, it won't work. Positive and negative won't work. So this is the orientation, so you want to keep it that way. So you want to cut the full length the same way, okay? Now, I got both, okay, and I kept it the full length. Remember, if you look at really close, I don't know if you'll be able to see, it'll say positive on this end and negative on this end. So we have to keep that same orientation. So when you put it down, you want to mark where your holes are. So you will know your first hole, just a little dot. Okay, that's where that is. You look at it, that's where I mark. So I want one of my LED to start that way. Right around there. And go all the way to here. Well, actually I cut it a little bit extra here. So I want it here. Okay. Because remember, we have to keep the orientation of the hole so we can fit this in, the connector in. Okay. So let me press that down. Now I got to do this side. Positive and negative. Okay, positives over here and negatives over there. So positive would be on the outside and negative, it's over here. In this case here, I have to flip this way around to get my positive the same line. Okay, I must have switched it. So that's where that goes. Okay, but before I do that, I need to solder the line in. You see this line here. So it'll make my job a little bit easier. I have two here. And so now I have to solder this part here, connect this part here to this part here, okay? So now I'm going to take the positive line. This is my positive on this side and negative on this side. So I'm going to connect that together like so. Let me turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. And all you need is just a little bit soldering paste and a soldering, just a little bit, okay? All you have to do is touch it, okay? So my positive is over here and my negative is over there. So let me start with the positive. I don't know if you'll be able to see in the camera. Just touch it. There's no need to do anything extra, okay? Same way here. Don't spend too much time on it because it will lift this up. If that lifts up, you will understand why in a minute. I'll show you my mistake on the other one. And now you have this through, so just separate this out. You can separate the line out. What I need is on this side. Okay, so I'm going to solder that while it's here. I'll cut it out in a minute. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. So now I just need to solder the negative from here. This is it's going to be my feed line, which is where the power is going to come in. This is my positive on this side. Oops. Hope you can see me in the camera. It's kind of hard to work like this. I'm still finding ways to perfect my camera, my way of using cameras and stuff. So now I just have to figure out how far from here to here is, so I won't waste any wire. So it's about there. So I'm going to cut about there. And then you're going to strip just a tiny bit. Okay? Just a tiny bit. And then touch your paste with it. You will need the soldering paste. The soldering paste will make the solder to stick. Now remember, when you do this, the positive goes to the other positive, which is on that side. It's going to be like twisted just a little bit. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this off camera and then I'll show you what I do to it. Because there's no way you'll be able to see from there. I wish someone was here holding a camera, but... Okay, I got my positive. Ooh, I don't like smelling this stuff. I hate it. Alright. Let me turn this fan on just a little bit. Just to fan some of the stuff out. Sorry. Okay. So now, if you look at it, my positive goes to the positive and negative go to the negative right there. I'm going to put it very close so you can see. See that? Now I'm just going to lift up the tape. And remember my mark? I had it right here. So I'm just going to tape that to my mark. And remember, they made this easy. They made it so easy that you'll be able to just line up against here. They made it in the way that is actually help us to make this even easier. See this line? That's what I'm talking about. And that's it. Now, your next step is to put your power in. Okay? Just make sure to make this look nice. Don't have to, but you can. You will feed that through here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to connect it first. So I'm gonna cut a little wire here, and I'm gonna solder in, and then I'll feed that through. Okay. So let me connect that first. I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna do my negative, and I'm gonna do my positive. Now remember, the center pin is positive. If you look at it, the center pin is positive, so it's this line right here, and the negative is on the outside right here. Okay? So, once again, put your negative in. You need somewhere to like sit so you can touch it. And remember, all you do is just touch it. You don't have to do much when you're soldering. Let the soldering paste do the work for you. See, it's already done already. Now comes my negative. The soldering paste will do the work for you. I'm going to put just a little bit extra. Hope you can see me in the camera, or even at least I'll show you. Okay, done. Seconds. Took a second. See? All you're doing is just putting the positive and negative together. That's it. Now you can tape this down and then curl it so it can fit in that hole right here. Then put your lock nut right here, lock washers, I'm sorry, and then you put your thing in. Now screw that tight. Okay, and make sure it oriented on the bottom here, because remember there's a little gap there. And that's it. That's all you have to do. I see a little soldering sticker over here, so let me make it a little nicer. There you go. Okay, press this side right here so it won't move in case it moves. Now that's all you needed to do. And tighten this up. Now, your last but not least, okay? If you feel like you have a glue, if you have glue, like, you know, those hot glue, glue it down. If you have JB Weld, you can weld this in, okay? I'll do that later. There's no need for me to show you that. I'm just going to put all in the corners. If you have silicone, you can do that too, because silicone, the high heat silicone, will stay for a long time. Just a little dab, so that way it gets stick onto here, so it won't come off on you, because I don't trust this glue, the sticky side of it. It'll stay for a little while, but I'm gonna put hot glue on this and let it come down, so it'll stay. Also too, I saw little holes from here, and I didn't want the light to leak through, so I took paper towel and I just, see that, recycled paper towel, and I just stick it in here. Now, just drop that in and look how nice it looks. You see that? Then, you take your stapler and you staple it in. I don't want to do that yet because I need to show you other things. Okay? But, now I'm going to get my plug and I'm going to show you the end result. What it looks like. Hold on, let me get my plug. Let's see what it looks like. Now, you just plug it right into your plug. And see? It light up. You see these leech light right here? When you staple it, staple down further like this, so the light doesn't leach through. It'll press downward. Another way, you can use hot glue and glue all around here and press it in. That will be better. But because I need to demonstrate this, I don't want to glue it yet. Okay? When I'm off camera, I can glue it because it's just nothing. And if you look at it, that's what it looks like inside. And then that's all it looks like in there. And then now I'm going to get an egg. And I'm going to show you. Sorry, I didn't expect to go and get me an egg. Now remember, when you check for an egg, okay, you see that? You check for an egg, you have to be in the light, in the dark in order to see it, in order for it to light through. Okay? So, if you want, when you do these, you can always block the light if you need to, but you have to be in the light. I mean in the dark in order to see it. You won't be able to see from here because it's not bright enough to do it. Okay? But if you do it in the dark enough, you'll be able to see the light from there. And see these leech light right here? It is very hard to see. That's the only thing I found out about this project, because I have one that's already been done already. And that's the only part that I did not like, is that you have to be in the dark to do it. Okay? And you have to fill them all in. Like so. In order to see. Okay? And that's why it's important for you. Okay? You can start seeing them now. Because you're covering up the lights. See? Once you start covering up the lights, you'll be able to see it. You see that? Let me shut off this light. Maybe it will help. You see that? Now you're able to see them to glow. Because it has to be in the dark to do it. Now you see them glowing. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the only thing I don't like about this concept, because these LED is not bright enough. It is bright enough if you use it in the center. You see that's how the center is? You can actually see right there. And that's what I'm talking about. Leech light right here. If you take a moment and you put tissue underneath here like I did right here, you won't even see any leech light. You see that? But if you don't do that, I'll show you this one here, the one I did earlier. Let me plug that in. And look what happened. You see leech light. See that? Also too, I want to remember, I did a mistake here. It didn't light up. It's because I touched this too long, and that's why I said when you're soldering, please remember, just all you have to do, just touch 2 seconds and it does on its job. That I'm going to have to fix that later when I'm off camera. So now that section is not lighting because it lights up in three sections. You see that? But it's pretty much the same principle. Same thing. But because I was in a hurry, and I did one before and it was okay. But I was in a hurry this time, and that's what that does. But you see, that's what it looks like. That's what the final result is. Like pretty much on this side, it's probably even better. And this is why I said to be careful, or you can get duct tape. I forgot that too. You can get duct tape and tape all the surrounding here. See that? And then all the eggs will light up better. But you can see all the eggs is lighting up. You can see it. Not much, but you can see it. See? Once you start seeing the chicks and stuff, you'll be able to see that easily. And that's all it is. Easy, simple, fast. And you can redo this again and again and again and again, and you don't have to worry. And it's cost effective because you can redo it again instead of buying. When it's dirty or whatever, you know, lift this back up. And that's why I like the stapler version. Stapler and just duct tape if you need to, but stapler would be better. I don't want to staple it because if I staple it, it's a finalized product. Not finalized product, I can't take it apart. But when you take it apart, next time when you take it apart, you'll be able to use that light again. You don't have to redo it again. You would need double sticky tape instead. Because then you have to double stick underneath there to put onto the new one. So let's say if you got the new one here, you would, let me turn on the light while I'm talking. You would just put that over and put the sticky tape on here and redo it again. The same principle. but it'll be fast, easy, and it'll prolong. I got these almost practically free. I only pay for these two and my roll of LED. Most of the things I already have it already. So literally, I didn't pay much for this. The LED, that roll there, it cost me $2.99. Okay, and these things cost me $3. So $6 plus 3, it's $9 total. I'll be able to do two. One is 18 eggs, egg light, and 12 egg light for less than $10. And guess what? I still got more. So literally, I can make probably about 8 total of these for less than $10. So anyway, there you go. And I'll show you one more time how it looks under the light, without the light. Right there. You see that? And like I said, all you have to do is cover this up. If you cover this up with a stapler, like staple them together, each one of these, staple them together. Okay? That's all you really need. And once you do that, you'll be able to see the chicks inside. Once they start, do their thing. Because like that one, see how clear that one is? Look how clear that one is. You'll be able to see it so clearly. I've seen people use red light too, which I don't like. Red light it's too dark for me. I've seen people use yellow light. I like bright white because then I'll get as much as I could. But you see, once you put them all in, you'll be able to do it. You can also get something dark and cover that if you don't have a lot of them. Maybe cover half this side and just use this side only. But you can do that on your own. You don't need me to explain on that. But anyway, other than that, that's about it. And I hope you find this is useful. I know it's kind of a pain to like go out and get them. I've seen them for like about $15. Like the one has already been made and it's plastic. Oh, you can actually, there is a plastic filler too you can use. So you can do that in plastic if you like. They actually have the same thing like this, but in plastic. Same principle as this right here, but in plastic. You can do that. You can do that and slice that out in half and do the same thing like this and use that same container and everything. And you'll be able to do this in plastic if you want. I find that these, because I get them for so much of them, so many of them, why not recycle them? And that's why I recycle these. So that's how I got my egg light. How I make my egg light. Once I'm through with the video, I just staple this in, and I'm just gonna use duct tape around here to cover it, to cover the light, the leakage light. I'm gonna use black duct tape to do it, because they have them in black. I have black duct tape. That would be your option right there. But anyway, other than that, that's about it. And I hope this is useful to you. And I know I don't usually do these things. It's just that my dad decided to get some chicks, and he got them from the Tractor Supply, and he's gonna raise his own chickens. So he wants free range chicken, and he wants, go through that route, blah blah blah. I think it's more work, but that's not my thing. I'm just helping him to make an egg light because the chicken's starting to lay eggs, and we don't know it's been fertilized or not. So we need an egg light. So I made him one, and he said that he needs another one. So I said, okay, fine. I'll just make you the 12, and then I'll make you the 18. So that's how I did. But like I said, I have to fix this section here because it didn't go through well. But you saw how I did it. You saw how it was easy it is, and you saw it cost next to nothing. So literally, so far, I'm going to make another one of this right here. And so far, I have 3 of these plus 1 of these for less than $10. Now remember, I still got more stuff. So I bought these extra. You don't have to. You can just use one and switch one. All you need is one. As long as they're 2 amps, because you need extra amps to power these. So as long as they're you know, extra, you'll be fine. Anyway, that's all there is on my tips on that. But if you find this video and you need some tips or something, or maybe advice or something, just let me know. Post a comment, and if I can help with anything, I will. Other than that, that's about it on the video.